Hello YouTube, it's PS3GamingScotland here and welcome back to another video. Hope you guys are well and gaming lots. So in today's video we'll be looking at the most anticipated games of 2019 part number 2. Now before we get into the video, these games and release dates aren't set in stone and could change at any time. So without further ado, let's jump into the most anticipated games of 2019 part number 2. So first up we have Wolfenstein Youngblood. So when the main character is away, you play as the two twin daughters and you have to try and find what happened to your father, where he went, why he went, and also it's got a lot of action sequences from the other two games. It's released on July 26, 2019. So next up we have Control, which is a new game releasing on August 27th, 2019. So you play as Jesse Fadden, who arrives at the Federal Bureau of Control in the search for her younger brother Dylan, who was kidnapped by the Bureau in the childhood after a supernatural event occurred in their hometown. Jesse finds the FBC's headquarters under attack by a hostile force known only as the Hiss, which possesses FBC's agents and corrupt the building. So after the Bureau's director is killed by the Hiss, Jesse is unexpectedly deemed to be the new director after she is chosen by the service weapon supernatural object of power, which determines the Bureau's leadership. Wielding a host of supernatural powers, Jesse is tasked with defeating the Hiss and restoring order to the oldest house. Along the way, she locates the scattered surviving agents and tries to rectify the damage that has been done. So it almost looks like, after seeing some gameplay of Control, it looks like Infamous Second Son, as you go around with supernatural powers in a fantastic sort of open world sort of environment. It looks really cool, and that's releasing August the 27th, 2019. So next up then we have The Dark Pictures Man of Medan. It's an upcoming interactive drama horror game developed by Supermassive Games and published by Bandai Namco. So it's about a group of Americans who travel to the South Pacific Ocean for vacation, but as a storm approaches they find themselves trapped in a sunken, cursed ghost ship. So the game's a horror game played from a third-person perspective in which players assume control of 5 characters who are trapped in a ghost ship. Players need to make different decisions and select dialogue options when they are interacting with other characters. The narrative adapts to the choices which are made, and it is possible for players to keep all playable characters alive, and also all of them can die. Action sequences mainly feature quick-time events. As players explore the ghost ship, they can find different dark pictures which give the player premonitions about what may happen in the future. It's also part of a trilogy of games by Supermassive Games, and it's made by the same people that made Until Dawn, which is a single player narrative horror experience. A similar sort of idea for this game. So this game is the first in the trilogy of horror titles, and the next 2 games they've said are releasing 6 months apart from each other. So it's a trilogy of 3 horror related games which are going to be releasing probably early next year and summer 2020. The first one is The Dark Pictures Man of Medan, and that looks a really fun, exciting game. So next up then we have Borderlands 3. It's a new game in the Borderlands franchise coming September 13th, 2019. Next up we have FIFA 20 coming September the 27th, 2019, and it includes a new FIFA Street mode, which is long probably overdue, and yeah, they should really just focus on making a new FIFA Street game. I think number 5 would be the next game in the series if it was to release and come out. Next up we have Ghost Recon Breakpoint. It's a new game in the Ghost Recon franchise coming October the 4th, 2019. So Medieval then, a remake of the PS1 classic, beautifully remastered and brought back for a modern day audience, releasing October the 25th, 2019. Next up we have the new Fallout style game by Obsidian, The Outer Worlds, releasing October 25th, 2019. This is the game that Bethesda should be making but are not. Instead they rushed out a really crap version of Fallout 76, an open world online multiplayer game which was terrible. So The Outer Worlds then is coming October 25th, 2019. Next up we have the COD Modern Warfare Reboot, also coming October 25th, 2019 at the time I'm recording this video. It's going to be a more gritty style of modern day campaign, and it's going to have obviously the Call of Duty multiplayer that we know and love. So the big hitter then for this fall is Death Stranding, coming November the 8th, 2019, made by Hideo Kojima. It's his first game since after breaking up with Konami, and hopefully it looks to be an intriguing, interesting game with a lot of studied characters and cast, and a really cool open world game with lots of design tropes in there. Next up we have a single player story driven game in the Star Wars franchise called Jedi Fallen Order. That's coming November 15th, 2019. It's about time Star Wars went down the single player route, and yeah, it's made by Respawn, who made Titanfall 1 and 2, and it's hopefully going to be a really good game and it's going to sell a lot of copies for Star Wars fans alike. Next up we have the newest game in the Shenmue series called Shenmue 3. Follows on from the Shenmue 1 and 2, which you can get as a bundle on PS4 now to get you back in the mood and to get you reminiscent of the two older games. Coming November 19th, 2019, after a £6 or £7 million crowdfunder by the people behind Shenmue. So hopefully they live up to what the Shenmue franchise will be. It does look quite good from what I've seen, and I'm hoping it'll be good coming November 19th. And finally we have Life is Strange Episode 5 releasing December 3rd, 2019. But as always with these episodic adventure games, I like to play them all in one go instead of having to wait 2 or 3, maybe 4 months between each episode releasing. So once Episode 5 comes out in December, you'll be able to play the whole Life is Strange 2 from start to finish, which is good. So there you go guys, that has been the most anticipated games of 2019 Part 2. So just to recap then, Wolfenstein Youngblood coming July 26th, Control coming August 27th, The Dark Pictures Man of Medan, first in the trilogy of horror games, August 30th, Borderlands 3 September 13th, FIFA 20 September the 27th, Ghost Recon Breakpoint October 4th 2019, Medieval Remake October 25th 2019, The Outer Worlds October 25th, COD Modern Warfare Reboot also October 25th, Death Stranding November the 8th, Jedi Fallen Order November 15th, Shenmue 3 November 19th, and finally Life is Strange 2 December the 3rd 2019. So there you go guys, that has been today's video. As always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I've been PS3GamingScotland and I'll see you on another video. Thanks very much indeed guys, bye bye.